Want to be part of the stories? Join my Patreon, and I'll draw you or two characters of your choice as part of the horror universe I create. With exclusive rewards like shoutouts and custom art, you'll directly support the channel while becoming a unique part of the content. Check out the tiers and join the community today.
We thought it would be fun to go camping in the snow. Stupid idea, really, but my friend Kyle insisted, saying it would be an adventure, something different. I agreed, and we set out early in the morning, backpacks full of supplies, ready to spend the weekend hiking through the frozen wilderness. The first day went smoothly enough, but by the time night fell, the temperature had dropped drastically, and the snow had started falling heavier than we expected. We set up camp near a small clearing, pitching the tent quickly as the wind picked up. It was the middle of the night when I heard the noise, a soft crunching sound, like something moving through the snow. I sat up, my breath visible in the cold air, listening. Kyle was still asleep next to me, completely unaware. The crunching grew louder, closer. I unzipped the tent as quietly as I could, peeking outside. The moon cast a dim light over the clearing, and at first, I didn't see anything. But then I noticed the tracks. Large, deep tracks leading right up to our tent and continuing right around to the other side. I nudged Kyle awake. "Something's out there," he groaned, but I pointed to the tracks, and that got him up quickly. We both grabbed our flashlights, scanning the surrounding woods. The tracks led away from the tent and disappeared into the trees. "We should leave," I whispered, but Kyle shook his head, too stubborn for his own good. "No, it's probably just an animal." We climbed back into the tent, but I couldn't shake the feeling that something was watching us. I lay there, wide awake, listening for any sound. Hours passed in silence, but just as I started to doze off, the noise returned. A soft scraping sound, like claws dragging across the fabric of the tent. My heart raced. I glanced at Kyle, but he was already wide-eyed, clutching his flashlight. Then, we scrambled out, panic setting in. But what we saw froze us in place. The tracks were back, leading in a perfect circle around the tent, and standing at the edge of the clearing was a figure. It was too tall, too thin, with long arms that nearly dragged in the snow. It didn't move, just stood there, watching us. We stood still for a few seconds, frozen. I remember not being able to move, like my legs were stuck. Kyle, his voice trembling, said, "Hello?" That's when the figure vanished behind some trees. I looked at Kyle and yelled, "Run!" We grabbed what we could and bolted out of there, leaving the tents behind in the middle of the night. It took me a few weeks to talk to Kyle again without that eerie feeling creeping in. Eventually, we convinced ourselves that it was probably just someone trying to scare us.
Want to be part of the stories? Join my Patreon, and I'll draw you or two characters of your choice as part of the horror universe I create. With exclusive rewards like shoutouts and custom art, you'll directly support the channel while becoming a unique part of the content. Check out the tiers and join the community today.